I never believed in fate until the moment a little girl looked into my eyes and called me her mother. That's when my entire world shifted on its axis." Emma's voice trembled as she stared directly into the camera, tears glistening in her eyes. "If you've ever wondered if some people are meant to find each other, stay with me until the end of this story. I promise you, it will change how you see coincidence forever." If this story touches your heart, please hit that like button and subscribe to hear more incredible true stories that remind us how mysteriously beautiful life can be. Emma Winters had built her life around certainties. As the CEO of Horizon Technologies, she made decisions that affected thousands of employees based on data, projections, and calculated risks. At 38, she had transformed a struggling startup into a tech empire valued at over $2 billion. Her corner office overlooked the San Francisco skyline, a daily reminder of how far she'd climbed. What the business magazines didn't capture in their glowing profiles was the emptiness that greeted her each night when she returned to her immaculate penthouse apartment. The silence that no amount of success could fill. "You need to start living, Emma," her best friend Sophia insisted over their monthly dinner. "When was the last time you went on a date that wasn't disguised as a networking opportunity?" Emma swirled her wine glass, watching the burgundy liquid catch the light. "I don't have time for dating disasters. Every man either wants my connections or is intimidated by my success. Which is why you need to try something different," Sophia said, sliding her phone across the table. "I've set you up on a blind date. His name is Nathan. He's my husband's college roommate, recently moved back to the city. He's smart, kind, and has no idea who you are in the business world." Emma nearly choked on her wine. "Absolutely not. He's picking you up Friday at 7. We're something that doesn't scream, 'I can buy and sell your entire existence.'" Sophia's expression softened. "He's a good man, Em. Just, different from your usual type." "Different how?" Emma asked suspiciously. Sophia hesitated. "He's a single dad." Emma's stomach dropped. Children were a complication she'd never allowed herself to consider. After her own childhood in the foster system, bouncing between homes where she was never quite wanted, she'd built walls too high for anyone to scale. "I can't, Sophia. You know my history. Which is exactly why you should. One dinner, Emma. That's all I'm asking." Friday arrived with alarming speed. Emma changed outfits 7 times before settling on a simple blue dress that her stylist had once described as approachably elegant. She'd almost canceled twice, but something, perhaps Sophia's unwavering belief that this was important, kept her from reaching for her phone. The doorbell rang precisely at 7. Emma took a deep breath and opened the door to find a tall man with kind eyes and an uncertain smile. Nathan Parker wore a navy blazer over a casual button-down, and Emma immediately noticed his hands, strong, with calluses that suggested he worked with them. "You must be Emma," he said, his voice warm and deep. "I brought these for you." He handed her a small bouquet of wildflowers. "Nothing fancy, but they reminded me of you somehow. Sophia said you were straightforward and beautiful." Emma felt her cheeks warm. "Thank you. That's thoughtful." She invited him in while she found a vase, noticing how he took in her apartment with appreciation rather than calculation. "Sophia mentioned you're new to the city," she asked, arranging the flowers. "Returned, actually. I grew up here, moved away for work, and now I'm back to start fresh." His smile held a hint of something bittersweet. "My daughter and I needed a change." "Your daughter," Emma echoed, the reality of his situation suddenly concrete. "Lily. She's 8 and the center of my universe." His eyes lit up when he mentioned her. "She's with my sister tonight. She made me promise to tell you hello." Emma nodded, unsure how to respond. Children had always been an abstract concept in her life, something other people had, something she'd convinced herself she didn't need. "Should we head out?" Nathan suggested, sensing her discomfort. I made reservations at a little place by the water. Nothing fancy, but the food is incredible. The restaurant was indeed small, tucked away from tourist paths, with mismatched chairs and tables covered in butcher paper. The owner greeted Nathan like an old friend, leading them to a corner table with a view of the bay. I used to wash dishes here in high school, Nathan explained. Marco gave me my first job when no one else would take a chance on a kid from my neighborhood. As they settled in, Emma found herself relaxing. Nathan asked questions about her work without prying, sharing stories of his own career as an architect. He listened when she spoke, really listened, without checking his phone or scanning the room for more important connections. "So what made you come back to San Francisco?" Emma asked as they shared a dessert, a homemade tiramisu that lived up to Marco's promises. Nathan's expression grew serious. "My wife passed away 3 years ago. Cancer." He said it simply, without seeking pity. "After she died, I threw myself into work, thinking that was what Lily and I needed, stability, routine. But a few months ago, I realized we were just existing, not living. San Francisco has always felt like home, and I wanted Lily to know the city where her mother and I fell in love." Emma reached across the table and squeezed his hand before she could stop herself. "I'm sorry about your wife." "Thank you." He turned his hand to hold hers. "What about you? Sophia mentioned you've been focused on your career." Emma hesitated, then decided on honesty. "I grew up in foster care. Never knew my parents. I learned early that the only person I could count on was myself, so I built a life where I wouldn't need anyone else." "And has that worked?" he asked gently. "Until recently, I thought it had." She surprised herself with her candor. But success feels different when there's no one to share it with. The evening stretched into hours of conversation that flowed effortlessly. When Nathan walked her to her door, Emma found herself reluctant for the night to end. "I had a wonderful time," she said, meaning it. "So did I." He hesitated. "I'd like to see you again, Emma. But I should be upfront, Lily and I are a package deal. My dating life affects her, so I don't introduce her to someone unless I think there might be something real there." Emma appreciated his honesty, even as it triggered her instinct to retreat. "I understand. I should be upfront too, I've never dated someone with a child before. I'm not sure I'd be any good at it." Nathan's smile was gentle. "Nobody's asking you to be good at it right away. Just to be open to the possibility." He leaned in slowly, giving her time to pull away, and kissed her cheek. "Good night, Emma." As she watched him walk to his car, Emma touched her cheek, feeling something unfamiliar stir within her, hope, perhaps, or the dangerous beginnings of attachment. Their second date was a Sunday afternoon walk through Golden Gate Park. Their third, dinner at her place where Nathan cooked pasta from his grandmother's recipe. By their fifth date, Emma realized she was falling for him, his quiet strength, his thoughtfulness, the way he spoke about architecture with the same passion she felt for her own work. "I'd like you to meet Lily," he said one evening as they sat on her balcony, watching the city lights. "If you're ready." Emma felt panic rise in her chest. "What if she doesn't like me?" "She already likes you," Nathan laughed. "She's been interrogating me about Dad's special friend for weeks. But I understand if you're not ready." Emma took a deep breath. "I'm ready. I want to meet her." They arranged to meet at a children's science museum the following Saturday. Emma arrived early, her stomach in knots. She spotted them near the entrance, Nathan holding the hand of a small girl with dark curls and his same warm eyes. "Emma." Nathan waved, guiding Lily forward. "This is my daughter, Lily." "Lily, this is my friend Emma I've been telling you about." Lily studied Emma with serious eyes. "Do you like dinosaurs?" she asked without preamble. Emma knelt down to her level. "I do. Especially the Triceratops." Lily's face lit up. That's my favorite too. Dad says they're like the tanks of the dinosaur world. Smart Dad, Emma smiled, glancing up at Nathan, who watched them with undisguised hope. The day unfolded in a blur of interactive exhibits, ice cream, and Lily's endless questions. Emma found herself enchanted by the little girl's curiosity and kindness, so reminiscent of her father. By afternoon, Lily had slipped her small hand into Emma's as they explored the planetarium, a gesture that sent an unexpected wave of emotion through Emma's chest. As weeks turned into months, Emma found herself increasingly part of their lives. Sunday brunches, movie nights where Lily fell asleep between them, helping with science projects that left glitter embedded in Emma's expensive dining table. She learned the rhythm of their household, Nathan's morning coffee ritual, Lily's bedtime stories, the way they both hummed unconsciously when concentrating. For the first time in her life, Emma began to imagine a future that included more than just career milestones. She caught herself browsing houses with backyards, researching school districts, wondering if the spare room in her apartment could be transformed into a space for Lily. 6 months into their relationship, Nathan invited Emma to join them for a weekend at his family's cabin by Lake Tahoe. It's nothing fancy, he warned. But it's peaceful. We could use some time away from the city. The cabin was rustic but charming, nestled among pine trees with the lake visible through the windows. They spent days hiking, swimming, and playing board games by the fireplace. On their second night, after Lily had gone to bed, Nathan led Emma to the dock where they sat with their feet dangling in the cool water. "I have something to ask you," he said, his voice serious. "I've been thinking about us, you, me, and Lily." Emma's heart raced. "What about us?" "We love having you in our lives, Emma. These past months they've shown me what family can feel like again." He took her hand. "I'd like you to move in with us. Not right away if you're not ready, but when you are." Emma stared at their intertwined fingers. "Nathan, You don't have to answer now," he said quickly. "I know it's a big step, especially with Lily involved. I just wanted you to know that's where my heart is." Emma leaned against his shoulder. "I'm scared," she admitted. "Not of you or Lily, but of failing you both. What if I'm not cut out for this? What if I'm too damaged by my own childhood to be what Lily needs?" Nathan turned to face her. "Emma, you're already what Lily needs, what we both need. Someone who shows up, who cares, who tries. That's all anyone can ask for." That night, as Emma lay awake listening to the gentle lapping of the lake against the shore, she made her decision. The next morning, she found Nathan making pancakes in the kitchen. "Yes," she said simply. He turned, spatula in hand. "Yes? Yes, I'll move in with you. Both of you." His smile was radiant as he pulled her into his arms, pancakes forgotten. The transition wasn't without challenges. Emma had lived alone for so long that sharing space, especially with an energetic 8-year-old, required adjustment. There were arguments about schedules, parenting approaches, and the proper way to load a dishwasher. But there was also laughter, movie nights under blanket forts, and the indescribable feeling of coming home to people who were genuinely happy to see her. Emma scaled back her work hours, delegating more to her capable team. She attended Lily's soccer games and parent-teacher conferences, learning to navigate the unfamiliar world of childhood friendships and school projects. Nathan supported her through moments of doubt, never pushing her to be someone she wasn't. One evening, 6 months after moving in, Emma was helping Lily with homework when the little girl looked up suddenly. "Can I ask you something important?" Lily's expression was unusually serious. "Of course, sweetheart. Anything. Do you love my dad?" Emma smiled. "Very much. And do you love me too?" Emma felt her throat tighten. "I do, Lily. More than I ever thought possible." Lily nodded, seemingly satisfied. "That's good." Because I've been thinking that maybe you could be my mom now. Not to replace my first mom, she added quickly. Dad says she'll always be my mom in heaven. But I could have a mom here too, right? Emma felt tears spring to her eyes. Oh, Lily. You don't have to decide now, Lily said, echoing her father's words from months before. I just wanted you to know that's where my heart is. Emma pulled the little girl into a tight hug, unable to speak past the emotion clogging her throat. That night, she found a small box on her pillow. Inside was a vintage ring with a modest diamond surrounded by sapphires. It was my grandmother's, Nathan said from the doorway. She gave it to me before she died and told me to save it for when I found love again. Emma looked up, tears streaming down her face. I wasn't planning to do this tonight, he continued, moving to kneel beside the bed. But Lily told me about your conversation, and I realized we're both thinking the same thing. We want you to be part of our family officially, if that's what you want too. Nathan. Emma whispered. Emma Winters, will you marry me? Will you be my wife and Lily's mother, not replacing anyone, but creating something new and beautiful with us? Emma nodded through her tears. Yes. Yes to all of it. They planned a small wedding for the following spring, just family and close friends in the garden of the home they'd purchased together. The night before the ceremony, Emma sat with Lily in her bedroom, helping her practice for her role as flower girl. I have a surprise for you, Lily said, pulling a small package from under her pillow. Dad helped me pick it out. Inside was a delicate silver locket. When Emma opened it, she found a tiny photo of the three of them from their lake trip. It's so we'll always be together, Lily explained. Even when you're at work or I'm at school. Emma fastened the necklace around her neck, knowing she would treasure it always. I have something for you too, she said, retrieving a similar box from her pocket. Lily opened it to find a matching locket. Inside was the same photo, but on the opposite side was an inscription, to my daughter, with all my love. Lily's eyes widened. Does this mean? If it's okay with you, Emma said carefully, after the wedding, I'd like to adopt you legally. You'd still have your birth mom, but I would be your mom too, in the eyes of the law. Lily launched herself into Emma's arms. Yes. I've been hoping you would. The wedding day dawned clear and perfect. As Emma walked down the aisle toward Nathan, she saw Lily bouncing excitedly beside him. When the minister asked who gave this woman to be married, Sophia stepped forward with tears in her eyes. I do, she said. Her friend, who always knew she just needed to find her family. After the vows and rings were exchanged, the minister invited Lily forward. Nathan and Emma have written special promises to you, Lily, as they become a family today. Nathan knelt down first. Lily, I promise to always be your dad, to love you and Emma with all my heart, and to make sure our home is filled with laughter and pancakes on Sundays. Lily giggled through her tears. Emma knelt beside them. Lily, I promise to love you as my daughter every day for the rest of my life. I promise to be there for your triumphs and your struggles, to respect the memory of your birth mother, and to try to be the kind of mom who makes you proud. Lily looked between them, her face solemn. Then, in a moment no one had scripted, she threw her arms around Emma's neck and whispered, You're my real mom now too. Emma froze, overwhelmed by the simple truth in those words. In that moment, all her fears about not being enough, about being damaged by her past, dissolved in the face of this child's unconditional acceptance. Yes, she whispered back. I am. And you are my real daughter. 3 years later, Emma sat in a hospital room, cradling a newborn baby boy while Lily, now 11, peered over her shoulder in wonder.